Hi everyone, my name is Allie Brown, and today I will be talking about how you can make adjustments in your presentation based on feedback from your audience. We've all had to sit through numerous boring presentations going back as far as middle school. We probably all remember that monotone kid that read straight off of their paper for a book report that seemed never ending. Oftentimes, the presenter is very focused on one thing, delivering their message. However, by focusing too hard on one of the aspects of the presentation, this leaves them blind to the feedback of their audience. It is important to judge the reactions and body language of your audience so you can make small adjustments to your presentation to get them more engaged. I have given presentations to a wide variety of people and have noticed how people react when they're listening to a presentation that's interesting versus one that they couldn't care less about. I'd like to give you a few tips on how you can make small changes to your presentation in order to get your message across more clearly, effectively, and most of all, memorably. Before I begin, I'd like to talk about body language. Body language is the easiest form of feedback to recognize because you can see it right in front of you. If your audience looks tired, slouched down in their chairs, or is fidgeting with something around them, this is a pretty clear sign that they are bored with the material you're presenting or the way in which you're presenting it. Same thing goes for eye contact. If they are gazing around the room or seem focused on something else, chances are they already have tuned you out completely. In order to make your audience more engaged with your presentation, one thing you could try is beginning your presentation with a thought-provoking question. This gets them thinking ahead about the material you may be presenting and could lead your audience to come up with some questions of their own. You could have them answer the question to you or discuss it with the people around them. Asking for interaction right off the bat is a good strategy because it's likely that people will be more inclined to pay attention if they know they will have to participate at some point during the presentation. Another useful tip that can get your audience involved is having them pull out a piece of paper before you begin and asking them to jot down questions and thoughts as you present the material. In my personal experience, I know that I have thought of questions in my head while someone was presenting, but forgot what I was going to ask by the end of the presentation. This strategy prevents that from happening. This is helpful for you and your audience because you can easily revisit these thoughts and questions at the end of your presentation. This prompts your audience to share their ideas and opinions on the topic and have a more open discussion rather than just a one-way flow of information. Having a back and forth conversation or discussion often leads to a deeper understanding of the material for everyone involved, maybe even you as the presenter. It also makes your audience's thoughts more important to the presentation because it brings new material to the table that you may not have thought to include in your presentation. This leads to my final tip for today, breaking your audience into discussion groups. Asking people to divide into groups and discuss has many advantages. First, physical movement can break the monotony of sitting in the same place throughout the entire presentation. It also makes your audience more connected with each other and the material that they are working with. Even just a small amount of physical movement, such as a show of hands or sitting versus standing to show agreement, is better than no movement at all. The second advantage of discussion relies on the fact that not everyone is comfortable sharing their ideas in front of large groups of people. By breaking them down into groups, it provides those people with a more intimate or comfortable platform in which they're open to share their thoughts on the topic. I've provided you with these tips so you can deliver more impactful presentations. Keep in mind that you don't want to be the boring book report kid that I mentioned earlier. Effective presentations will likely be an important part of your career, and if you're a standout, not only will people listen, but they will want to listen and value what you have to say. I hope you found these tips useful, and I encourage you to try one of them in your next presentation so you can see the difference it makes in your audience. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and thank you for watching.